To kind of a similar question, what's it like uh, waiting for the bracket to be released? What's going through your head?
Yeah, there's a lot of nerves, about, hey, did we do what it takes to get in? And I think that going into the Illinois State game, our mantra all week was win and we're in. What we had, discussed as a team is all that we need is a seat at the table. And, during the selection show and stuff, you kind of have an idea of where you'll sit. You have an idea of where you're going to be at. But the committee's huge, and there's really no saying where you're going to be. So we're just happy to have a spot. We're happy to have another opportunity in our 60 minutes to play football, and it's something that we're really looking forward to. And we knew going into the selection show, whoever we had, is not as important as who we are as a team and what we know that we can do. So there's nerves with it, but seeing we have Sac State, I was here when we played them in the Big Sky, so a little familiar with them, but no, they're a great team, and it's going to take some good preparation and great game on Saturday.
What's the feeling like on the defensive side the last couple weeks? How are you kind of grading yourself out? What are you feeling like the state of things are at right now?
I think it's good. I think that one thing that we've stressed a lot is just the hidden yards, whether it's not making the tackle the first time the ball carrier gets hit, whether it's letting the QB out of the pocket, whether it's those little things that add up. A play that could have been stopped for 3 yards ends up going for 7. Little stuff like that over the course of a game, it really adds up. And that was apparent in South Dakota. That was apparent in the Illinois State game. So eliminating that, getting a lot of hats to the ball on defense, forcing turnovers on defense is something that we need to do this weekend, and something to kind of get our confidence back, because you talked about, complementary football is when I think we play our best. And, for us on defense, that looks like forcing turnovers. That looks like forcing 3 and outs and bringing juice to the other units. So, I think that it's a process of doing the little things right, focusing on the details throughout the week, locking in the film room. And I think that's when we're at our best on defense.
I feel like I ask this question every few weeks about a mobile quarterback. So as a veteran guy yourself, you've probably answered this question a few times. But what are the keys when you're facing a guy who moves around as well as Sac State's Bennett does?
Yeah, keys. Is keeping him in the pocket, getting him to make uncomfortable throws, and if he's out of the pocket, our scramble control player is doing a good job of pulling that up. Guys rallying to the ball. If you have to stay in coverage. Mobile quarterbacks are good at extending plays. They're good at finding things downfield, and he's a quarterback that can do that. So we got to be on our P's and Q's with stuff like that. Having good rush lanes up front, bringing good pressures, and in the back end just covering well and sticking with your guy and, playing your zone correctly, and having the guys that are supposed to come out of coverage. And it's really it's a team thing. It's not about one guy making a tackle. It's about every guy being in the right spot. So that'll be a big emphasis this week. We've played mobile quarterbacks throughout the year, and it's challenging as a defense. It's something that you got to work, and you got to be gap sound and have integrity with how you play. So, looking forward to the challenge though.
3rd and long has been a challenge the last few weeks for the defense. What do you think needs to be done better to come out on the right side of some of those?
I think it's an aggression factor. I think that, you earn 3rd and long, and from there you can't be passive about it. You can't expect to get off the field, especially with the offense is trying to get it. You know what I mean? So we have to try to stop them. And I think that just a sense of, hey, we're getting off the field right now. I think that it's something that we've began to be better about. But, like I said earlier, it takes every guy doing their job. It takes guys being in the right zone. It takes guys reading the right keys, and it starts with the guys having their eyes in the right spot before the snap of the ball. So, and then from there, it's just aggression, and it's playing to get off the field, tackling well in space, and doing the little things right. I think that adds up to us getting off the field on 3rd and 18s and not extending drives, because something that can happen is you get the wind taken out of your sails a little bit when someone converts on 3rd and long. So it's something that once we earn 3rd and long, we have to capitalize on that.
What does it mean to you to get a home game as a guy who is probably seeing the as playing days wind down here?
It means a lot. I think that home games are obviously, we have a good environment there. Fans show out, and we've played well at home up until this point. So it means a lot. And to just be able to play in front of this community, in front of the school, in the Alerus, a final time, it's bittersweet, and it's something that we haven't taken for granted. Going into last week, we weren't sure how it would shake out with home and away games, and we just knew that we needed to win our potential last one at home. So thankful and fortunate that we got another one, but it means a lot, and it means a lot to this community and the university as a whole and administration, and for so many different guys that are in my shoes as well. Just knowing you got one final game at home is important. Brings a sense of added motivation and gratefulness in that. So, yeah, just looking forward to Saturday.
Going off that too, you've been involved in a handful of playoff teams here. Is there a different sense maybe with this group to get a win on Saturday?
Yeah, I think that every team's different. And I think that a lot of that comes down to just leaders on the team. And, I think that we have such an excitement about this game. We have such a, in some sense, chip on our shoulder going into the playoffs. And like I said, all we needed was a seat at the table, and we got it. And so with that seat at the table, now it comes down to executing. Now it comes down to playing physical. Now it comes down to doing what we do best, and that's just playing fighting hawk football. So, I think that our mindset going into it is do or die. And our mindset going into it is, there's not room for error. So we got to play our game, play it well, and earn another 60 minutes.